Party 101.9. We are hanging out here in Atlanta, windows over Atlanta, the Matrix Studios. It's been a beautiful day, a little bit rainy today, but the party continues on. So tonight we have some special guests in the house. I had one of the prestigious honors of attending a movie premiere on Saturday. It was Saturday, right? Because I lose track of these days. So found myself in a place Saturday and got to see a very, very interesting movie known as Harmony Street. So today we have the director, producer, the creator himself, Michael K. Buedo.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Welcome to the studios. I don't, like I said, I'm not even going to get too in depth with the movie itself. We'll save that for the cast. But Harmony Street. How did we get to this? How did we create this? Where did the idea come from?
Honestly, the idea really came from God. I'll be honest with you. I was just sitting there and just thinking of a concept and idea for a movie, and I was like, maybe I should make a love movie. So while I was sitting there and sitting and thinking, I started thinking about some love movies that I know. Let's say like Serendipity, and I try to blend Serendipity and Love Jones into one.
Okay.
To focus on as far as how everything is connected and how small the world is. Like it's basically like you can meet a girl today and then you can meet somebody that knows the girl, and then that way it's just like everything just flows on. So that was kind of like my approach.
Okay. All right. So how long did it really take you to really get this project done?
To the writing process, it took me about a month and two, because while I was writing this on the movie, I was basically listening to what's that lady's name, Sade By Your Side. I just kept playing that song for like a month and a half, just constantly listening to that song, and then have that song inspire me to just keep writing words. And then the filming took about 2 weeks because the main actress Taylor, doing the reading, doing the table read, she came to me and told me, hey, after the reading, when we stepped outside, she was like, can we talk? I said, sure, what's going on? She said, I'm going to be going to Hawaii in 2 weeks. Then I was like, what? So, so I was like, the moment she told me that, the moment I found that, I was like, okay, it's time to film this in 2 hours. Like she was like, I know you really want me in this film. I said, don't worry, we're gonna film in 2 weeks. So it took us about 2 weeks to film.
You know, if Janet Jackson can film the entire Rhythm Nation video set in 24 hours, then hey, why not?
Trust me, like outside of 2 weeks, and once her scene was done, let's say about a month, but for her scene specifically, it took about 2 weeks.
Wow, man. And how would you say, as far as the entire project, from birth to conception to finished product, what was your timeline?
If the hard drive never crashed, it would have been about 2-3 months, but I'm glad it took a year.
Okay.
And because I learned some stuff about myself in that process.
Now, you mentioned about this hard drive. What happened with this hard drive in the process?
No, I had the hard drive basically sitting on a desk while I was editing it, and it's so crazy. Like you have to listen to that voice in your head. I swear for God, like you just have to listen to that voice when it tells you. Because prior to the hard drive dropping, I heard a voice tell me move the hard drive. It would drop. and I didn't listen. So let's say like a day later, I kind of got up and was about to walk, and my leg was on the cord. So it's like I just tripped the cord and the hard drive fell, and it just went blank.
Oh.
So I tried to plug it back in to see if my computer was going to read the hard drive, and it couldn't read the hard drive. But thank God that I was able to at least edit a rough draft of the film. So that was like how I was able to save like what you guys was able to watch.
Oh wow, man, that is crazy.
Nah, trust me.
I can only imagine how your heart felt.
No. Like I felt depression. I literally felt like what it was like to be depressed for the first time in my life. You know, like I feel like I let everybody down, like the cast, the crew, like everybody that I had involved with the film. Literally, it's kind of like that situation. It's like in the scene, it's like once you see the movie, you understand like a character would have to explain to somebody something that they have done. And for me, like I was in that same situation where it's like, how am I going to tell these people that the film is no longer going to be able to come out?
Oh man. Well, we're certainly glad you were still able to reconcile that and pull out what you could pull out,
yes, sir.
and finish it from there. So let's talk about a little bit more about you, Michael. So Give us a little bit background story. So where are you really from? Because I noticed that you have a very interesting last name.
Um, Originally I'm from Ghana. My mom is from Liberia, so I'm a Ghanaian Liberian.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So how long have you been here in the States?
Since '99,
Okay.
since 1999.
Now, since you come from a different place, like how did you get into filmmaking? What was the thing that turned you on to that?
Oh man, it's tricky, bro. Like I used, I wouldn't say I used to, but while I was doing music, I had a guy shoot my video for me, right?
Hmm.
And when he did the video for me, I didn't really like how it looked. It didn't have that quality or like that cinematic feel where I was like, this is a video and this is a star in front of the camera.
Hmm.
After that day, I started filming my own video. I started doing my own music videos, and then people started calling me to do their music videos. And then next thing you know, I'm shooting music videos now. And I mean, I started doing kind of like short skits with my
Right.
friends back in the day. Shout out to
Okay.
Khalid and rest in peace, Bradley. But we started doing like little skits here and there.
Hmm. So how old were you at that time? We won't talk
Ooh.
too much about ages right now,
No,
but
no,
just curious.
it's cool. It's wisdom. Honestly, I can't really remember, but let's say I was about, because this was around. Shoot, I can't even remember, bro. I won't even lie to you. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I can't remember,
No, you're good. You're good. Did you take any particular schooling
bro.
later on, or you just basically just learn everything on the outside?
No, when I was at Perimeter, they had a little media room where they kind of similar to you guys, like they had cameras and things like you would come and rent
Hmm.
it, but they had you go through a little bit of 30 minutes or something videos
Right.
on how to use the equipment. So I did that. And then once I did that, like I started just messing around and trying to see my own settings and what I like and stuff like that. And then just watching YouTube and just teaching myself.
Okay. Okay. So coming to this movie and
Right.
putting everything together for Harmony Street, you mentioned Poetic Justice as one of the movies that you were
No, sorry, Serenity. What is it called? Love Jones.
Love Jones. Love Jones.
Hmm.
You did mention that. What other movies would you say have been inspirational to you in just even learning and just understanding how storylines flow?
Um, I thank God for my hard drive crashing. Because if my hard drive never crashed,
Mhm.
I went back and started watching like movies from the 40s and the 50s and 60s. So I
Mm,
started watching like more westerns, started studying
okay.
people like John Ford,
Okay.
what's his name, Andre Tarkowski, just cinematographers like Greg Toland and
Hmm.
I miss a lot of people like even Citizen Kane. I started watching like the movies. Now,
Right. Right.
if I was to go to film school,
Those classics.
these what I would have had to watch. So
Yeah.
I started watching them myself, and I started falling in love with how everything worked. And then I was like, okay, that's perfect. So for my next project, I'm gonna apply those.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely some music history, not
Yeah.
music history, but film history
Yes,
right
sir.
there.
Hmm.
But you also mentioned that you do music. You were doing music before.
Yes, sir.
So that was the original passion.
Honestly, just creating for me, like just having to do something is like it's kind of like my creative passion to just take away from myself.
Okay. Okay.
I just gotta create.
I feel you on that. There's nothing like the freedom of being able to put something together,
Right,
just the
right, right,
joy of seeing it come together in the process. So when it came to Harmony Street, like
right.
when did you feel like, oh, this is it? This is definitely what I want.
Phew. Man, that's a tough question because I don't even want to lie and say I still haven't even like looked at it and said like this is what I want because I feel like I'm still dwelling on. I don't want to say I'm dwelling on the hard drive crashing, but I'm just like I appreciate everybody that's came out and watched it, but still in my back of my mind, I'm still haven't
Hmm.
got to what I really want yet. It's like a quality that I'm going for, and it's a
Hmm.
look that I'm going for until I'm able to film like the way I want to film,
Hmm.
and then it look the way I want to look. Even then, I will still feel like I have to improve. So I never really look at something and say, okay, this is it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's just because I can't enjoy it. Yeah, I don't want to let the praises go through my head, man. Sorry.
Understood. So character development.
Right,
Do me a favor. Name. There was at least I think 5 6 main characters
right.
in this film. Jason
Mm-hmm.
and Taylor.
Right,
That was the main two.
right.
Now from Jason and Taylor, there was about what 4 other characters I think.
And Mason. Sorry, Mason was one. It was three people.
Right. Right. Okay. So give me just a quick breakdown. Like how are they, I'll ask this: which of these characters you feel is closely feels more home for you?
Oh
I know y'all
man,
got to see the movie, so
right. A character I can say I relate to. I would say I'm a blend of Mason and Jason in one.
Okay,
Yeah, you know, because I
okay,
have my good side and I also have my bad side.
no,
And
right,
you know,
right.
I'm Prince Charming, and then at time I could break your heart. So it's like that's how I feel.
Right. So one of the things I did enjoy was, I mean, it's just the fact of life. You know,
Right.
sometimes it is literally a small world. You
Hmm.
know, you don't know who's connected to who,
Right.
and you know, sometimes, especially, I grew up in a small town or
Right.
small-ish. You know, Tuscaloosa, Alabama. It's a
Roll
college
Tide.
town.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, y'all. Roll Tide. Yeah, we in Atlanta, but Roll Tide.
You feel me?
So you know, in a lot of times, you know, depending on the neighborhood, you know, you grow up with people and people know you,
Right.
you know, and then once you start developing romantic relationships with certain people from the neighborhood,
Hmm.
you know, it sometimes it can get a little messy.
Right. Right. Exactly.
And I feel like this is one of those movies that kind of show, like, you know, you just never know,
Now who knows who?
you know, who knows who and how they're connected. So
Right.
I'm, like I said, I'm not gonna talk too much about that with you. We gonna talk to those guys about
Yeah.
that.
Thank
You know,
you.
so we gonna go ahead and break out for a minute, but y'all stay tuned as we continue to talk to Michael K. Bueno.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I gotta keep practicing that.
No, no, you good.
And we're gonna bring in the cast. We're gonna have a little fun with the cast of Harmony Street. So y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back. Windows over Atlanta, DSN Network, The Matrix Studios.
This is another DWI production.